Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Zoo School Live. Today we are going to have a very special live painting session with one of our budding artists here at the zoo, Miss Inka the Jaguar. To help us out, we have two of our keepers, Mel and Kate. They're going to help show us how they get Inka to paint, how they've trained her to participate in this voluntarily, and you might actually get a chance to own one of these Inka originals. If you stick around, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, ladies, I'm going to turn it on over to you.
Do you want to start with the supplies?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to show you what we use to get this painting done. So Mel is going to be the pseudo painter. She paints Inka, who then paints a painting. So we'll show you how that's done in a little bit. But we picked out some colors today. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them on this makeshift palette. And then we have these canvases that we're going to put under the door. We have the string to be able to pull them back. And we're going to ask Inka to sit once her paws are painted, and she's going to handprint all these great paintings for you guys to see. So let's move her over so we can get her set up. So are you ready for me to move her?
I am.
All right, come on, Inka. Good girl. Here she comes. Hi. Door. All right. So Mel is going to set up shop kind of on the ground over here with her paintbrushes, and then I'm going to get this canvas ready. As you can see, Inka's already almost ready. She kind of just waits because she knows painting time means extra food time for her. So oftentimes when she sees the painting stuff come out, she just stands here and waits. So we're just going to set up some paints and then get started. And we'll see how many she wants to do today. Yes, you're doing great. We're almost ready.
She's ready now.
All right, so let's have her. Well, she's already going to stand up for me. Okay, Inka. Good job. And we're going to paint her paws. And Mel is very good at painting Inka's paws. So this behavior didn't start as a painting behavior. It actually started as a paw soother behavior. So Jaguars can get dry and cracked pads in the wintertime, just like we can get dry and cracked hands. So we desensitize them to being touched on their pads so we can put ointment or any kind of salve on there to help them be a little less cracked and dry. And now I'm going to ask her to sit. Ready? Sit. Good job, Inka. All right, come on up. And we're getting some prints on there already, so good job. So we're just going to keep doing this for a little bit. She'll stay here pretty much all day. And as you can tell, this is voluntary, so she can leave at any time. But if you were here at the very beginning, you saw her getting excited and getting ready. So she likes being able to do this too. This is one of her favorite things, as well as mine. All right, Inka, ready? Sit. Nice. Good job. Okay, come back up. Great. I don't even remember how many paintings we've done over the years, but a lot of our paintings are usually for auction or donation items for conservation efforts. So we've done a couple of paintings that have given money to the Northern Jaguar Project and other conservation efforts. So she's just helping out her family out in the wild. All right, Inka, ready? Sit. Oh, that was a good job. This painting might be almost done. Up.
So how long did it take roughly to kind of get her comfortable with this whole scenario? Is she a quick learner?
Yeah, she's a very quick learner. As you can tell, she's getting some paint on her face now too. You know, you have to do the whole thing to be a true artist. I would say it probably only took maybe a week or two for her to be comfortable to paint. Sit. Oh, you're doing so great. And we got to give a lot of credit to Mel here, who puts the paintings in the right spot for her to be able to nail it correctly.
Yeah, this is a huge team effort, it looks like.
Yeah. All right, so let's do another canvas. Oops, sorry, Mel. As I step on it. And Inka's ready, as you can tell. She's just waiting. All right, good job.
Does Inka have a favorite color?
Ooh, if Inka loves me as much as I love her, her favorite color is purple.
And she does, so we're going to go with purple.
We're going to go with purple today. It's like she's got Mardi Gras feet over there.
Yeah. So obviously you guys have to still be very careful because she is a Jaguar with those
Absolutely.
big teeth, and you can see those really big claws there.
Yep. And that's why we always feed her with tongs, because she doesn't understand the difference between fingers and food. And I don't want my fingers anywhere near those big teeth. If I can help it.
We're ready.
All right, ready, Nika? Sit.
Oh,
Look at how
perfect.
great you're doing. There are some days where she's really on with painting, and then some days where they're kind of like edges or not too great, but it looks like today she's really on. We haven't painted in a while, so I think she's just excited to be back.
Are there other behaviors that Inca knows how to participate in or perform?
Yeah. Sorry, Mel, I got some meat. Some of these will also maybe have some meat residue, and that's how you know it's authentic. But yeah, Inca knows a variety of behaviors, so she's a little bit more ticklish on her left. Yeah. She knows how to open her mouth on command. She knows how to sit, lay down. Can you sit again?
Yes,
Good
girl.
job, Inca. All right, come on up. She knows how to take shots voluntarily, so I can ask her to line up to the fence. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. This looks good.
Good job. She also knows how to give blood voluntarily, and she knows how to lay down and present all of her feet up against the mesh so we can check out those back feet too. Yeah, you ready? Good job.
So this is just while we're still working on painting with Inca, a reminder to anybody who's viewing today, if you have questions about this process, about Inca's training or her in general, you are welcome to put those in the comments. So I think the plan with these paintings is that we are going to have them available to auction off. So you'll have to stick around and come back to our Facebook. We'll have a link available. So if you're interested in owning an Inca original, potentially done today during Zoo School, you guys can check back in our Facebook and you'll find the link there later today. And those proceeds will help us support the mission at the zoo. And as Kate was saying, you know, part of our mission is conservation. So we try to participate in conservation projects that assist the wild counterparts of the animals that we have here at the zoo. So that includes the Northern Jaguar Project, the Red Panda Network, I think the giraffe conservation, things like that. So check back in today if you are interested in owning one of these beautiful paintings.
Good job, Inca. Yep, this is definitely one of her favorite things to do because she doesn't really have to do a whole lot except sit down, and she gets fed the whole time. So she definitely looks forward to painting sessions. Let's see if we can get another good one here. I bet we can. Sometimes we get double stamps too, but we'll see. Can you sit? All right.
A little double stamp.
Maybe a double stamp. Yeah. But
Does
that looks good.
Inca paint with any other body parts? Have you guys ever done nose painting or anything?
No, we haven't figured out how to do a nose painting without being too close to those teeth.
Some people do tail paintings.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yep, I bet we probably could. We do have access to a tail shoot when we do blood draw, but I mean, she's pretty on with the paw prints, and I think those are the favorite for most people, so that's what we tend to stick with. Other facilities will have their cats kind of walk through paint and then walk onto a canvas, but luckily she's a voluntary participant, and we can get some really good paintings this way by having her. Here, did you get some paint on that paint?
So is there a special type of paint we use here at the zoo so that it's safe for Inca to paint with?
So this is washable, non-toxic children's paint. So she can ingest it without an issue. She doesn't really get too much on her. And then we will wash the bars and everything off. Can you sit? Okay, good job. And up. Good job. So it's not going to hurt her in any way. It's just as if you were to have a child do some finger painting and, stick some in their mouth. So that's what we use here. And it's nice because it's really liquidy, so it spreads easily on her pads, which allows us to get a lot of coverage on those toe beans and then get some good paintings out of it. Okay, Inca, ready? Sit. Oh, that was a really good one. Okay, you ready? Up. Nice.
Do we try for one more?
I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Oh, that's beautiful. I like the multicolored print there. So do jaguars have unique footprints like humans have fingerprints?
That's a really good question. I bet they do, but I don't know if it's ever really been studied as much. So these guys, you can kind of tell the difference if Zian was standing next to her in the other stall. His pads, he has some like lighter spots, so you can kind of tell the difference if there's ever a picture of their feet next to each other. You can tell Zian's from Inca's, but I'm not sure if there's like, you know, an exact. Okay, we got a toe. Can you come out? Okay.
Yeah, I think she says this one's done.
Okay.
She didn't want to ruin it.
All right. Do you want to do the cardstock one
Yeah,
too?
let's do that.
Okay. So
We did get a question about Miss
Okay.
Inca. So how old is she, and was she born here at Elmwood Park Zoo, or did she come from somewhere else?
So Inca was born at the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, Washington. She was one of 3, and I think I can't remember, she's 7 or 8. I just turned 8. She just turned 8, so I've been working with her for a little less than 7 years, and that's where I get confused. But she just turned 8.
I painted her birthday in Richmond this year,
She
so
did.
I know that it's 8.
Okay, well, thank God for that. So she came to us, and she's been here ever since, and she's got a boyfriend, Zian, that you might have seen on exhibit, and she had 2 cubs a couple of years ago, Luna and Diego, and Luna just moved to another facility up, and Diego lives at the Memphis Zoo. So she's also now a grandmother because I believe Diego had cubs of his own, so yeah, she's a really cool cat.
So aside from this creating fun little pieces of art, is this good for Inca in general too? Like doing training and activities like this? How does this benefit her?
Absolutely. So it keeps them stimulated. It allows them to think a little bit about what they're doing. So it's kind of like an enriching tool as well. Can you sit? Good job. You got a little folded piece there. Can you come back up? Oops, sorry, you're good job. So it's something different. It breaks up their day. They get fed for it, so that's good. So it's all very positive for them. So she really enjoys it, and it honestly just helps further solidify that behavior as I was talking about earlier. So this started as a medical need that we wanted to be able to put ointment on their feet if their pads got dry and cracked, and now we can just transfer this into painting. So being able to paint is just continuing to desensitize her to being touched on her pads, which helps us in the wintertime when we actually do need to maybe treat those paws. All right, Inca, right? Sit. Good job.
And as an ambassador for her species here, obviously she's very well loved and people are just always so curious about the big cats. And, you know, I mentioned the Northern Jaguar Project and conservation. How are jaguars being impacted by humans in today's world? Is that something that we're hoping to educate people on here at the zoo and that Inca helps people to learn about?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the reasons that we tend to try and donate to the Northern Jaguar Project as a conservation cause is because not a lot of people know that jaguars are actually native to North America and the U.S. Good job. So we actually do have, I believe, 3 male jaguars that live in, I think it's Arizona and New Mexico. And there used to be more.
We'll try for that corner.
Okay, yeah, let's try it. So there used to be a lot more jaguars in the U.S., but as we grow as a population of humans, we kind of force them out of their native homes. And, you know, a lot of people, and I don't blame them, don't want to live next door to a jaguar, especially if they're farmers who, you know, may lose some animals due to predation. So we like to share that, you know, there is a way to coexist peacefully with these animals.
Yeah.
Oh, put that foot down. Put it down. Thank you. Good job. She's probably just about done.
Yeah, she thinks that was good enough.
Okay, I'll give you one more meatball and then we're going to call it, okay? Good job,
As
Inca.
Kate said, authentic meatball residue.
Yep.
So you know it's made by a jaguar.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, can you sit? All right, and this is it, baby. There's painting foam. All done.
So we do have 2 other questions. Olivia would like to know, can you paint the back feet?
Oh, that's a really good question, Olivia. We haven't tried that yet, but we could probably work up to it. So Inca will lay on her side and present her back feet. I might be able to get her to do it. Let's see. See how tired she is from working hard. All right, baby. Can you lay down? Can you scoot up? Do those back feet? Okay, so we could maybe do something like that, where we paint her back feet and then slide the canvas underneath and ask her to stand up. But I bet she'd probably just end up throwing the canvases as she was getting up. So we might just stick with the old-fashioned way since it's working well. Okay, good job.
All right, and the last question I see so far is how long can they live? So you said Inca's 8 years old.
Yeah.
What's their average lifespan?
So in the wild, jaguars typically live from 12 to 15 years. They have a lot of natural pressures. They have to find their own territory, have to find food all the time. But in captivity, jaguars usually live between 19 and 20 years old. If you have been at the zoo, 9 years ago, you might have seen our other jaguars, Kali and Anasazi, and they were both 19 and 20 years old. So that's what I'm hoping for with Inca. She's a really young, healthy, active jaguar, so I'm hoping that she'll be able to live for at least the ripe age of 20, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. As I said earlier, if you are interested in owning an Inca original, we have some really cool canvases here. You got to check back to our Facebook. We'll post links for those, so you are welcome to bid on them and make them your own. And those proceeds will help support the zoo's mission, not only to care for our animals, but to conserve wild species as well. And thank you, of course, to Mel and Kate and Inca for your wonderful performance today. And we will see you guys on Thursday. Make sure you tune in because we're going to be meeting one of our very new, very special, very slow animal friends for the last episode of Zoo School Live this session. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.